one, but we are many. Oh, yeah, there's many out there today. G'day, my name's Mel, lingerer, but you can call me Mel. All my mates call me Mel. That's probably because it's my name. Now, it's a great pleasure to welcome our new territorial leaders, the Commissioners Floyd and Tracey Tid. Now, one really great thing about these fine folk is they are Canadian, which means they speak English. But that doesn't always mean that they're going to understand what us Aussies are talking about. And now it's very important that they learn some of our Aussie lingo. Gee, it's pretty dark in here. Oh, that's better. And it's important that they learn some of our Aussie lingo. You know, I had a good friend, Italian friend, who taught me some Italian lingo, which is very important. They taught me lasagna and cappuccino and gelato, and those words come in very handy when I made a trip over to that place where all those Italians are. What's it called? Somebody else has already heard this joke. Yes, Lygon Street in Carlton. I've never been to Italy, but maybe one day. But I'm here to talk to our commissioners about some Australian lingo and some customs. Now, would it be irrelevant if I asked you to come and stand here? Yeah, it's pretty safe. I'm Australian. Now, you might like to stand here, and Commissioner Floyd, you might like to stand on the other side, because I've got a bit of a Aussie survival pack for you. So, oh, gee, these cork things keep banging around, don't they? Look, in here is an esky. Now, can't give you that, because my mother-in-law gave me this one. But I've got this red bag, which is one of the Salvation Army colours. So that's all right. So who would like to hold the bag? Great. Now, one of the things that we are famous for in Australia is chucking a barbie. Now, some people who don't come from Australia, they think it's some weird sports event like the hammer toss or the discus, and they think it involves one of these. Now, I don't know about you, but... Yeah? I don't know about you, but could you see us Aussies sitting around in someone's backyard tossing one of these around? No. No, me either. Now, granted... Oh, see this... I don't know how to get to these cork things. For granted, we do actually race boats down a dry riverbed in Alice Springs, and there's nothing crazy about that, but chucking one of these around in the backyard, struth. We're not that stupid. Anyway... What we mean by the great Aussie Barbie is we like to cook food. I've heard you're a bit of a cook, so this gift might be for you. We like to cook our food over an open flame, whether it be gas or wood, and we all sit around and we have a good time. Now, you're going to need one of these when you have your first Aussie Barbie. It's the Barbie Mate, and it's the ultimate barbecue tool. It flips, it lifts, it serves, it cuts, it pierces, it scrapes, and more. So it's probably even got a karaoke machine in there as well. Now, it says here on the back, keep out reach of children, which is very important because we don't want any little ones to swallow one of these. So I'll give you that because you're into the cooking. Now, Mrs. Tid, can I call you that? Or would you prefer Tracey? Oh, hello, Tracey. Nice to meet you. Now, with your role in women's ministry, you will probably be invited to a lot of morning teas and afternoon teas and stuff like that. And in that case, you might be asked to bring a plate. Now, what that means is that we don't want you to bring one of your favourite plates from your dinner set at home because we don't have enough crockery. What that means is you need to bring a plate with some food on it. And here's 6 paper plates, true blue Aussie plates to get you started. I'll give those ones to you. Oh, in there. Now, one of my favourite things to actually put on the plate is the national cake of Australia. Lamingtons. Oh, sorry, you're going to have to eat these ones real quick because the best before date is today. You know how in the Salvation Army we have specials? Well, they sell them at Wally's too, and you've got to use them up real quick. I'll pop them. Do you like... Good, you can hold on to those. Now, if you like sweets or you like savouries?
I like sweets, chocolate.
Okay. I don't have any of those, but you like those. Do you like sweets or savouries?
Savoury.
Okay, good. Because... they might be a bit crushed, but here is the great Aussie Sayo biscuit. You heard about these? These are very famous. They were invented by a great army family with the surname Arnott. There might be some of their relatives here today. Yes. Good on you. Great bickies. Now, these actually are very important when it comes to Salvation Army history in Australia, because apparently they were developed as a charity biscuit, whatever that means, and they were handed out by Salvation Army officers, hence the name Sayo. So there you go. Is that exciting? Now, look, I don't mean to be rude or anything like this, but you know, there are some Salvo officers who, through no fault of their own, because it is a very stressful job, they do struggle with their weight a bit. So I think if the Territory has the funds, perhaps we could invest in some shares in that other famous Arnott's biscuit, the Thin Captain. Because they say you are what you eat. Now, you can't go giving out Sayo biscuits on their Pat Malone. Oh, but that means by themselves, on their own. Pat Malone? She's not one of our soldiers, no. What goes really well with Sayo biscuits is a traditional Aussie spread. Vegemite. Do you like Vegemite? It's a very thick brown spread, and it comes in a jar. Actually, you can get it in a tube. And you can smell that. No, not yet. Because I've got to tell you something about it first. This tastes very much like... It tastes very much like Vegemite. Now, Aussie kids have grown up with Vegemite. They put it on their toast for breakfast. They put it in their sangers. Oh, sandwiches. Sangers, we call them sangers. You can put them on your plate for home league too. And Vegemite has a very special family attachment to me. You see, my mum's auntie's cousin's daughter, Rhonda, she was on that original Vegemite ad, the black and white one that you used to see on the telly. You probably didn't see it because you weren't here, but if you Google it, it'd probably come up on YouTube or something like that. Now, something that does puzzle me about Vegemite, it says it puts the rose in every cheek, but it just makes mine black. They say it's actually good for zits, and I can start to feel that working right now. I better wipe my fingers. Oh, I'll give you an unopened jar, okay? You can take that home and try that on your brekkie. You know what? Yeah. Yeah, washed my hands. You know what brekkie is, don't you? Oh, look, the cork's stuck. Doesn't matter. I'll save that for Ron. Later on. I used to have a boss named Ron, and I used to get lots of afternoon tea, so I'm going to take this to Ron, meaning later on for me. Anyway, doesn't matter. Now, I know that people have been trying to pressure you and you, both of you together, into barracking for an AFL team. Now, it is mandatory... shush. Now, it is mandatory in Australia that you must barrack for a team even if you don't follow the footy yourself. And can I say, if you're going to talk about football in its abbreviated form, you must say the T's as a D, as in we're going to the footy, not we're going to the footy. Because that's too posh. Right, now I know that somebody's given you a Hawks scarf. What else? 2 Hawks scarves. Oh, Carlton. Oh, they're not too bad. Yeah, they're okay. At least it's blue. But I would really like to urge you to choose my team because, well, in Australia we like to band together and help our fellow Aussies out when things are tough. And I'm going to give you a Geelong scarf because They are the greatest team of all, but not only that, you might have heard that they're trying to sell off the Shell oil refinery down in Geelong, so lots of people are going to lose their jobs. And Ford's closing their doors in a couple of years, so they're going to lose their jobs too. I heard today that Target are cutting people out of their headquarters in Geelong as well. So, look, get behind Geelong and show them your support. And this one actually does go quite well with your uniform. All right. Now, have I got enough time to finish? Yeah? All right, good. Now, when you're heading outdoors into... Oh, excuse me, I've got a bit of cold. Sorry about that. Now, when you're going outdoors in Australia, you've got to be careful because we've got blowies and mozzies. That means blowflies and mosquitoes. And they're horrible little blighters. But I tell you, by the time you leave Australia, you are going to have the great Aussie salute down pat. Now, some people from overseas reckon it's some weird religious sign because we go like this, but we know we're just trying to get rid of those little critters that just buzz around us. We want them to buzz off. Something that helps, not when you're wearing microphones though, is one of these hats. So, oh, you look great in that because she's got the scarf. And you also got to grab yourself a can of the good old Aerogard. Have you got that in Canada? It's probably too cold for flies and mozzies, isn't it? Yeah, okay, all right. Well, this is good because here it says it repels flies, sandflies, leeches, ticks, and other annoying insects. Unfortunately, it doesn't help get rid of another pest that we have in Australia, telemarketers. But you could try. Now, last but not least, when you go out in the Aussie sun, you've got to protect yourself because melanoma is not a pretty Sheila's name here in Australia. It's actually a very, very nasty form of skin cancer. And they can pop up at any time if you're not careful. Anywhere. A bit like snakes, really. So for you, I am giving you this 30+ very high protection sunscreen with UVA and UVB broad spectrum. I can't say that word. Broad spectrum. It's probably got a USB port as well. And this one is really great because it lasts up to 4 hours in the water. Mind you, if you're going to spend 4 hours in the water, you're going to come out looking like a prune. So you're probably not going to want to come out in public in the daylight anyway. So who would like to have that one? You pop that in there. Well, look, that's all I've got time to talk to you about in such a short time. But look, I'll leave you my phone number and you can give us a buzz. That means you can give me a call. Yes. And we can have a chinwag or talk about any other issues you might have regarding Australian lingo. You've been great commissioners. You already are. We don't want you to leave just yet, but it's time for me to leave. But we just wanted to say a great big welcome to the great Southland and to the Australian Southern Territory. I'm going to get rid of this cork in just a minute. Well, may God bless you both and may you enjoy your stay here in the great Southland. God bless you.